It was a busy weekend at Gibraltar Airport, and not for the right reasons. An electrical issue with the radar at Rockgun due to the weather meant the air traffic control tower was not able to provide a service. As a result, EasyJet Sunday flights to Manchester and Bristol were initially diverted to Malaga and then cancelled altogether, while the BA flight to Heathrow was diverted to Seville. Saturday's afternoon BA flight was also diverted. Though the issue was resolved for the Sunday evening flights to go ahead, the EasyJet Bristol flight seems to have had quite a bumpy ride. The Sunday flight that was rescheduled for today suffered an over 3-hour delay this morning. The flight was returned back to the gate when it was on the runway. Nats told GBC the same technical issue was the cause of this delay. All other flights scheduled for today have gone ahead as planned. Some of the passengers delayed by the disruption over the weekend were heading to Gibraltar Day in London. Speaking at the Finance Centre lunch, Nigel Feetham was asked whether these delays undermine the Think Gibraltar message being promoted at the event.
We've got to take that in our stride, Jonathan. I travelled here like you did. I understand that you travelled here last night and that you arrived in London at, I think, 1 o'clock in the morning. I tend to travel a day before because I try to avoid the sort of scenario that we saw over this weekend. It's never happened to me, quite frankly, but I always try to be here a day before, just in case.
Some of the guests had to rebook urgently when the flights were affected.
We managed to rebook quite a few corporate clients travelling over to London for Gibraltar Day.
How many clients did you have to sort of help out at short notice?
Around 24. So, for example, yesterday we had eight packs going for Gibraltar Day. They called us around 1 o'clock. I was about to start my Sunday roast, and unfortunately they had to be put on the side, and we had to book them out at Malaga Gatwick with EasyJet at 5 o'clock. The 24, basically on Thursday we had to rebook 3 or 4 clients out of Malaga. Then on Saturday we had quite a few incidents as well, which those we actually went with what the airline here in Gibraltar suggested, which is they normally rebook them onto the next flights. But unfortunately, our flights are so busy all the time. There were a couple that had to wait until Wednesday this week.
It's true that when things go well, flying in and out of Gibraltar is a very easy experience. But when things go wrong, it can be frustrating. How is this impacting your travel decisions?
I usually tend to fly out from Malaga. It's easier flying out from Gib or flying home back into Gib, but it's also more expensive. I fly from Malaga a lot more often, only because I have more long-haul flights.
When you're coming back from wherever you've gone, you want to come back to your home.
Gibraltar, of course. I usually fly from Gib, but increasingly I'm looking at options in Malaga just to save myself the hassle that's been going on lately.
I do remember specifically loving to fly to Gib and not fly to, let's say, from Malaga.
To be honest, we've had a really good summer. The summer's been awesome, you know, the flights have gone and come and it's been very good. But then we seem to have one of these periods that all of a sudden 3 or 4 days are affected in a row for different reasons, and it always comes up, you know, the kind of worms. It's very difficult, you know, but it is a topic that we do debate.
Though there is sometimes a risk flying in and out of Gibraltar, when it works, it works.